Hello everybody, welcome back to Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're working on my truck. I went to get in it, start up, and started smelling gas. So I popped the hood, and gas was spraying everywhere, all over the top of my motor. I don't know how I didn't catch something on fire. It was blowing it up on top of the spark plug wires and everything, man. If it had been a contact that was open, then one spark would have caused that to ignite. So, I'm just glad I was on top of things. So, what I had on it was one of these cheap little bastards. And I've had this thing on there for a long time. But for some reason, I went and took it apart and put new rubber seals in it, but you see what it looks like rust all around that thing? It was coming out of all them little holes. They're teeny tiny pinholes. I don't know how it's getting there, but it's getting there. But I rebuilt this thing twice just to make sure I had it right the first time, but it was still, I think it was coming out of these sheer little pinholes. I looked at it under a magnifying glass. I need to get a little closer, but it just looks like it has a bunch of pinholes in it. So, time to retire this. So, I want to try to figure out a way to make a filter that is filter cleanable. So you can take this filter out, use these exact same ones, but just a different housing. So I was in the house looking at my PCP air rifle filters. Yeah, it's a little big, but I think I'm gonna go bigger. But I'm just leading you up to what I'm planning on doing. But these are threaded 14 millimeter by 1.0 on this side and half 20 on this side. I'll let you guess what it's used for. But it's a filter for a PCP air rifle compressor. And if it can hold 5,000 psi or 4,500 psi, then it should be able to handle 5 pounds of pressure, maybe 10. Even if it's 100, it wouldn't matter. It can handle it. And I like the fact that you can unscrew it, clean it, whatever. So, what I did was, I'll put you down here to the bench and show you what I did. Alright guys, so basically what I wanted to do was make this, but use something else to house it. The filter system's okay. So, this is what I come up with. Alright, one side of this had an opening like this. The other side had a solid with just a straight 1/8 inch hole in it, and that was it. So, I re-threaded it for the fittings, barb fittings that I made, and I made it with a groove in it so I can put an O-ring on it and a little pocket for that to go in and recess. So now this year will seal. So takes a 5/8 socket or wrench. Alright, so this is the output. I put out right there because this is the way I want it to come out. So we'll put that in there, and it's got O-rings on it, 2 places. So this is definitely going to seal up nice. And the beauty part about this is if I wanted to, I could take and switch this to a black one with the chrome or the sanded ends. Or I could just leave it aluminum, but because my valve covers are aluminum, I wanted it to be aluminum too. So, this gets screwed in. Then, I got a spring that I had to stretch that goes in. But now let's get to the other end. This cap, or did I do that backwards? Oh, no I didn't. Alright, so because this had a big hole in it, I should have threaded this side for this tube right here I made, which is just a stainless steel bolt that I made, drill a hole down through it, and then drill 2 access holes on each side for the gas to go through and come out. So the filter will be covering this part. So anyway, to make that happen, and I'm just realizing I probably could have used that. I could have probably used that on this one better, and this would have been the in and the other one would be out. But I did this okay, I reckon. So I made this piece right here that goes down in here and keeps it sealed. So that pushes down in there pretty hard. It didn't go that hard before. Maybe I better put a little bit of grease on there. It won't hurt nothing. Just a little bit of used motor oil so I can get that O-ring to go down in there. Yeah. So now that goes down in there like that, and I've got a recess in there to accommodate for the end of this. Now this has got 2 different sizes. This side is bigger than this side. This side goes down on first. So this screws in, then this screws on or goes onto that, and then this goes on, which is a rubber washer that goes on this thing. And I like it flush right there. That's where I have it adjusted. So now we can tighten all that up. Alright, so this is just tightening your filter. Alright, so I just kind of reach in there and kind of straighten it up. So now this spring will go over top of all that. Alright, so then that goes in against the other side. Now I don't think that O-ring and that spacer that I just put in is going to come out on its own, but I wanted to keep tension on it. I actually need to get a bigger spring for it, better spring, stiffer, but this will work for now. I don't know why this one don't seem like it's seating correct for some reason. Maybe I'm not doing it right. I mean, it's sealed. It just looks different for some reason. Do I have it backwards? Anyway, so then we got our other one with the O-ring on it and a pocket. And then that goes in there like that. And I threaded these 14mm by 1 thread. So we'll tighten that up. And this is the kind of barbs I put on it, and it seems to work really good. I made these so that when it goes on the hose, they're really, really tight. And I just replaced these hoses not long ago. They don't look like it, but I did. So this one is the in. Now that's a nice fit. Alright, and then we'll get a piece for this side. Alright, then we'll put our clamps on it. I like to have all my clamps going in the same direction. Alright, so there's that one. You notice that one's going in that direction. We're going to have this one doing the same thing in the same spot. That's that OCD coming out of me. Alright, now let's go put it on. Alright, so now I've got this towel laying there so I can catch gas. But what I have going on here, and I don't like it, and I'm going to change it. I've got the stuff coming to do it. But this filter's a little long, and it goes right there just like that. And I want to try to get this eliminated. I want to get all that down out of there, out of the way where I can't see it. So what I'm thinking about doing is this. You see this filter? I can do the exact same thing with this one. Notice the size difference? And I had machined this down and had my buddy do a little bit of machining on it because I don't know why. I think it was just to give him something to do. I don't know. These are the ends that came out of my original filter that broke and was spraying gas all over the place. I took them out and put them in here, and because it had a gauge hole, that was almost turned down, so I went ahead and re-drilled that and tapped it for 1/8 MPT threads. So I've got a gauge ordered for it, and it's going to show me how much PSI is on my coming off my fuel pump. So what I would like to try to do is take this and mount it right here somewhere and have the fuel line come off of the fuel pump, go down to the frame, follow the frame, and come back up and into the back and come up that way. I just got to make sure that it stays far enough away from the exhaust that it don't cause any problems. And I can utilize this stud right here that's got an acorn nut. I left that there because I may need it one day, and sure enough, here I am. So I could probably just mount that right there. I mean, it's a good possibility that I can take and just run a hose from here to cut this pipe here out of the way, run a hose straight down, or a piece of copper pipe and run it straight up, and it's just have a little elbow of rubber going into it, and have it mounted here. And there's another hole right here that I can use that I think needs to be tapped out, but it needs to be, the threads chased out. But I can mount another bracket here and mount that right there. And then I can either take a piece of hose, which I've got 5 foot of, or no, 10 feet of it coming, because I didn't know how much I was going to need. I know I ain't going to need no 10 feet or even 5 feet. May even not even need more than a foot. But it's nice to have that pipe or that hose around when you need it. So this will match the valve covers, and I can do a little bit more polishing on it. And it's possible I can just take a rubber hose and go from here and just go around the motor and straight into here. Or maybe I can take an elbow and put an elbow here to come out to where this is, it'll change it from here to go out here. That way all I have to do is just make a hose from here and droop it right here. But that's the plan. But for now, just to keep me running, we're gonna use this one. And I've already tested this. I didn't build this and show you guys a whole video of this without me testing it first. You know better than that. So we got output, which goes to the carburetor, and then we got input, which goes to the fuel pump. So we're going to push this up on there. Well, it helps if you put the clamp on first. And for some reason I'm missing a clamp. No, there it is. All right, so we'll go ahead and put this one on. You see my clamps? They're straight up, and I've got that one backwards. Wonder if it'd be easier to pull that back off. Yep. So we got to turn that clamp around. We got to make them look the same. All right. So now we tighten that one down, and I keep bumping you guys. I wonder if I should put the plug wires on top of it. I think it'll look all right like that for now. It's not going to be that way very long. So now we go ahead and put this one back together. I just don't like this hose or this line being up here. This was for something else, I believe, and I just modified it to work on this. All right. So now we'll put that clamp on it, and I'll be a son of a gun if I didn't get that one wrong too. So now we got to turn it around. All right. Watch, now that I took this back apart just so I could do this video for you guys, it'll probably leak now. You guys will get to see it first, because I can't see from back there in the cab. Alright, so we got that tight. I need to do something about that. I've got some braiding. I think I'm going to try my hand at braiding. But we're going to try to get some other stuff. Some rubber hose. We're going to try to reroute that, and we're going to try to put this one right down in here. I don't know if that will be too hot for it, or should I try to mount it over here somewhere in a pretty convenient place, of course. I mean, it's possible I could probably put it right there, and then just run a hose from here over to here. Of course, it would be like this. I don't know, this might be overkill, but I mean, I'm gonna try it and see if I can get that to work. It would make it look more professional, and it would make it look more tough. Everybody will be saying, if nothing else, everybody will be curious as to what the hell did you do to your truck. And I need to get my valve covers cleaned up, man. It's that time of the year. I'm going to have to get under here with the WD-40 and polish and get this thing cleaned up. I sure wish I had an aluminum intake. I wish I had an aluminum water pump. Wishing one hand and shit in the other, right? But I did the braiding on that, and it looks like crap, man. I mean, it looked good when I first did it, but I didn't really do a very good job doing that. I'm not very good with doing this. I just put that on without the braiding because it's going to look like crap. But as you can see, it's turning green. It needs to be cleaned up, and I don't know how to clean that stuff without tearing this up. And I need to get an aluminum one of these. I'm not real sure I like my 3D printed one. So anyway, let's move all this stuff off of here and this towel, and let's give her a crank. Let's move you guys just in case it does leak. It don't spray all over my camera. I don't think it will, but we're gonna, better to be prepared for the worst. Look at that. No leak. That'll be a problem too. I really don't want that vibrating like that. So I'm going to try to figure out another way to do
that. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing.
Man, why is the radio so loud? I didn't have it that loud. But that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now. I just kind of wanted to show you that there's other ways to make something happen. If you ain't got the money to get something, you got stuff laying around that you can turn into what you need it to work for. That's what it's all about. And in today's world, it has to be that way. You don't have a choice. You either do it that way or you're not going to eat, because manufacturers and companies today, they don't want you to fix your stuff. They want you to throw it away and buy it again every month. That ain't going to happen with me. I'm telling you. But anyway, that's my fuel filter build. And once I get the other one, once I get this one right, I'm going to do the same thing to it by using the guts out of this. Because I didn't use the original guts out of this. I may still be able to use the guts out of this for another one. Here, let me get you on the tripod and I'll show you what I did to this one. This one here was the first one I made, and I used these ends to put in it because they're the same threads as the air compressor fittings. So what I did on this one, it was a little more tricky. Still got to use a spring, but let me get the stuff out of it. Well, if I can get it out. Alright, so what I did was, I just made this bushing, and I tapered it on the hole on the inside, so that when it goes against this hole, all the fluid will just direct itself into this hole. But before that, what I did was took a pipe screen and put down in there. Then I took a piece of cotton filter material for air compressors, and you have to see if you can blow through it, and it blows through just fine. So I put that in next, and then I put another screen in on top of it. Then I took this bushing, made it so that it's got a recess for the spring to set in, and the other end will go into this recess. So the cone goes down towards the filter and the two screens, and that sandwiches the screens and the filter together. So then we put our another spring in there, and then that spring will compress up against that. These are O-ring sealed. So now I have taken a PCP air rifle compressor filter and turned it into a fuel filter. And this is a whole lot better fuel filter, because now all you have to do is just unscrew it, take it apart, take your filter out. You probably never have to replace the screens because they're stainless steel. So the only thing you have to do is replace the filter. The full side, the more open side, is going to be the inlet. You don't, this here just goes straight in. You can actually see the filter down in there. So you wouldn't have much area to catch dirt. So this side would be the chamber for all the dirt. So this would be your inlet. This would be your outlet. So that made a real nice fuel filter build. So this one here is the one I'm going to go with as a goal. So let's look at this and see. This one here is going to be a little challenging. Let's see if this one's different. Now this gauge here is just something I screwed in there because it was 1/8 inch MPT, so I could test out my hole there. I got the other gauge coming for it. Alright, so both of these are like that. So this is going to be a little more challenging. So basically what I'm going to do is try to make a bushing with an O-ring to go into this one, just like I did the other one, and just get a longer spring and put across it. So I don't know if this will create a problem, if it would leak down and I'll have a problem starting it every time or something. I don't know. Your fuel pump's actually not supposed to leak down. If it is, something's wrong with it anyway. But I mean, if it leaks down, you've seen how it started when I had to fill that up. It took a lot to fill that up. So this one's going to take more to fill up. But this could also be used for underneath the frame. You could just put it in before the fuel pump, which is actually not a bad idea anyway. It's possible that I could put one underneath there, but I really don't want to be climbing under my truck to look at the pressure on it, and I'd like for this to be up front where I can actually see the fuel pressure while I'm working on it. I think that 600 Holly requires 4 to 6 pounds. I had a regulator on it one time, but I really didn't need it. So, but there you have my conversion, or not really a conversion, it's just a fuel filter build for a big old 460. Believe me, it wouldn't take long to empty one of them filters with this motor. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed that and got some ideas out of it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.